Your turn.
All right. Hello, friends. Welcome to User Friendly, episode 29. Wow, that's creepy. My name is Erfon Elijah. I am the owner of a cool little indie brand called Might Tees. I also write for Cult of Mac, and I'm on the Cultcast podcast. I'm here with my friend
Roberto Hoyos from throwboy.com. We make these geeky throw pillows.
You guys do indeed. And User Friendly is a weekly podcast where we cover all things tech, all things geek, and our favorite stuff from the internet.
You said it.
Hey, can I show that special something?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, I gave Erfon a gift.
So, today. I got my very special gift, and for all you Apple fans, I'm sure you'll be very envious.
Woo!
I'm insanely great!
Check that out, huh?
So, these are the ICEO dolls.
Here, we'll do
from Throwboy.
We'll do a splice right here. Hold
Alright. Should I just
yeah,
hold it this way?
Show it to me,
So, I got a little window for my ICEO dude in there.
Yeah.
The removable glasses, which
are now
not super removable.
It's better that way.
And really nicely detailed dolls. I got number 19 out of 1,200 since they're limited, and they're pretty much all sold out. You can't get them on the website anymore. But I'm really happy to have this. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And are you going to give me some to give away on the Cultcast?
I don't know, possibly. It sounds
Maybe
like a good
10?
idea.
Maybe like 20.
Sounds like a good idea. But
I think it would be a good idea, because don't you guys want one of these? Because you can't buy them anymore.
But what was I going to say? Yeah, but thank you. I wanted to give Erfon one because he was actually the person that broke the ICEO.
I broke the story.
He broke the story into the world because I told him about it, and he knew that Cult of Mac would be a perfect place to blog about it. So
and it was. And Mashable, you copied our article without any attribution.
Yep,
I saw it.
Mm-hmm. A couple people took Erfon's story and ran with it.
Yeah, they totally just stole it. Pictures and all. Just totally stole it.
They really did, and they didn't say via Cult of
Yeah, and
Mac.
they're supposed to say via Cult of Mac, which is a big deal in the blogging industry. Like, if you take somebody's story, like, you're supposed to give them attribution, right?
Mashable's, it's like, it's still...
Pete Cashman was like, hell no,
Mashable
take it.
Still has, like, this weird buzz about it. Like, people still think it's a good blog, but it's so crappy now.
I was never really a big Mashable fan. I mean...
It's such a, like, a fluff, like, Entertainment Weekly or something like that.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I just never got it. I mean, I didn't really know what it was for. Like, TechCrunch is for startups, Cult of Mac's for Mac stuff. You know, what is Mashable?
It's like People Magazine.
For the web.
for the web, yeah.
It's like profiles and Kevin Rose and internet gossip.
And it's like, what do you call it? Pete Cashmore's face is the Twitter avatar.
Yes! Why is Pete Cashmore's face the Mashable Twitter avatar? I have no idea.
What does he actually do
Pete Cashmore Mashable. All he does is date models and move from country to country dating models.
One day he was like, I wanted to do what I've always wanted to do. Hang out and screw hot chicks.
And make money.
Anyway, so yeah, how are you?
Oh, good. It's been busy. It's a busy week for me.
It's been a long-ass week, dude.
Has it? Especially for you. Yeah. He's got to ship like 10 gazillion of these dolls.
And I'm doing this vlog every day in August Vita thing. And so every single day I've seen my day literally go past before my eyes while I edit it and then upload it, you know?
And you're like, my life sucks.
Yeah.
So, how long do the videos have to be?
However long you want.
Why did you decide to do that?
I just thought it would be kind of an interesting challenge. Like, it's kind of a YouTube thing. Every August and April people do it. And I was like...
Damn, twice a year?
Well, it's like Vita, so every day in August, every day in April. Like, but not people decide if they want to do it April, August, whatever. I mean, not a lot of people do it. But I was like, it'd be kind of cool, you know, I'll just try it. And then, what do you call it? I know that August is going to be a really busy month for me because the ICEOs came in. We're shipping them. I'm going to a trade show. I'm moving out.
When is the trade show?
I'm moving out of my apartment.
Oh, you are moving?
Yeah. So there's like quite a few things that I was like, well, it'd be cool to look back on it and be like, that was this little time that I just disciplined myself to record every fucking day. You know?
Yeah, it's definitely a big commitment. I mean, to change it and add that to your day.
Yeah.
Do you know where you're moving it?
No, but I've kind of narrowed it down to the same kind of area, the Greenwood area.
Oh, that's a nice area.
Yeah.
That's where I used to live.
So
no longer.
So yeah, I'm doing that right now.
Cool.
But, been a good week for you?
Yes. It's been an exciting week for video games. There's been some video game trailers that have come out.
Yeah.
The new Black Ops multiplayer mode just had a video come out, which looks insanely great.
Sick.
Looks so sick. I'm gonna pwn so many noobs on that game. So I'm pretty excited about that. But it's weird to think that in 3 months it comes out, and it comes out in November. So we're 3 months away from Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Isn't that strange to think about in August? It's just such a strange thing to me.
It's to me too, like I was just thinking, I'm like, oh, it's August and like holiday season is right around the corner. And that's always like a time, you know, because I run a company that sells shit. I'm like, we have to like get ready for that.
Yeah, you know? and for my tees too, it's like our insanely busy times are always like October, November.
And I always like it creeps up on me every year, and I'm just like, oh my god, I need to start posting stuff. Oh, we have Halloween pillows to do. I need to start doing that, you know.
Oh yeah, especially with the Halloween stuff too. We don't have to do that.
So, but it's cool. It's good to be busy, right?
Yeah, for sure. So let's talk about the stories we got for this week.
All right.
I wanted to start with some pretty hot news.
Oh god, do we have to start with that?
Yes. You didn't want to start with that? You want to start with that instead?
Yeah.
All right, well, this is going to make it for even more interesting conversation when we get to the next topic. So, we as proprietors of wares that we sell are big fans of Square, the payment company. So, you know, like you have that little square that you pop in your iPhone, you pop in your iPad, and then you can take payments really easily, and they charge a really fair rate. And I was reading today that Square has signed up with Starbucks, so that you can use your Square Pay Anywhere app and pay at Starbucks with your phone. And plus, they're going to be processing all of Starbucks' credit card payments in the U.S., which is, I mean,
that's pretty insane.
That's probably over $1 billion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably that much money, maybe even more. It might be billions of dollars.
I wonder what company, was it just some no-name company that did their transactions before?
Yeah, who knows? And Starbucks is actually investing in Square, $25 million.
Wow.
So they're becoming an investor in the company itself. And their CEO, Howard Schultz, I believe his name is going to be on the board of Square.
Wow.
So it's like a pretty big mingling of two giant companies. Well, one giant company. And
Square's been profitable, right? I would assume.
I don't know if they've been profitable, but I know that they've been making a ton of money in revenue.
It's not profitable?
I don't know if it is profitable.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, revenue is how much money they collect total.
Yeah.
And then profitable is how much money do they have left after paying all their bills.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if they are profitable. They probably are, I would guess. I mean, they have a small team, and last I heard, they were doing like $1 gazillion in money transactions every day, and they get a small cut of that. So, but the reason I think this is exciting is because we are really big fans of Square.
Yeah.
I really love their website a lot. I think it's way better than PayPal's website, which is the kind of the alternative that you can use to take payments.
They're so funny because recently they updated their site to look all slick like Square, but then you log in and it's just this crappy.
Oh my gosh, it is. It's kind of a bait and switch, isn't it? Because the PayPal homepage now looks very, very Square-ized. It's super simple. It's really nice to look at, and then you log in, and it's the same old steaming turd that's always been.
Let's check this out here. But yeah, so anyway, continue. What were you gonna say?
It's the same old steaming turd that it's always been, and everything on the PayPal site takes forever. It's like you want to do a search, it takes like 20 minutes. It's like searching.
Dude, look at this.
Wow.
That's Square, right? Here's PayPal.
Actually, I thought that Square page was PayPal's page. Wait, go back. Wow.
That is so ridiculous. And then you log in, and it's just this crappy, cells of shit, like the way that it's been forever. It's so funny.
So, in any case, and also I'm excited because Square needs to grow. I really think Square is a good company, and now that they have, this huge, partner with Starbucks on board, they're going to be making so much more money. They probably are going to have more money to do things like add an external API. Because like one of the things that we have been really excited about has been the ability to take payments online with Square.
Yeah, we talked about this on the show.
Yeah, I would leave PayPal in a heartbeat and move to Square. I'm sure as Square grows, there's going to be things I don't like about them too. But what were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say, like, they could, like what they're doing with Starbucks, they could partner with Squarespace or something and be like, our e-commerce is backed by Square,
Yeah.
And just have it just be like even easier. So people, if they just want to pay like a flat thing, it could be just the back end. So it seems like, are they trying to be just sort of transparent as the back end? Like Starbucks isn't going to have like little Square swipers and stuff, are they? Like they're going to be just a normal cash
No,
register.
as far as I know, you can use the Square Pay. You can use your Square app. They have a Pay Anywhere feature.
Yeah.
And you can just somehow just.
It comes in contact with the Wi-Fi at Starbucks, and then I think that's how it.
Okay, because I know that the iPhone doesn't have NFC, so I'm not sure how that would work.
So it works over Wi-Fi, but then my question is, they're gonna have their Square app. That's like pushing the Square brand in Starbucks, but are they also going to tell you to keep using the iPhone Starbucks app?
As far as I know, yes.
They would do the same thing, but the transactions are still getting processed through Square.
I don't know about those transactions, but I know that if you run your credit card at Starbucks or your debit card, it's going to be going through Square.
So that
which gives Square huge economy of scale, right? Because now they're running so much money, they're going to get much better rates on everything.
So I'm wondering if that part of it is going to be like if you weren't doing the app, if you're just Joe Schmo and you gave them your credit card and they swiped it, there's nothing that indicates who's processing.
Exactly,
this,
no.
Right? So like, is it going to be... I understand it's going to be great for their business as far as money, but is it going to be branding? Like, is it really pushing branding?
I don't really think that aspect of it pushes branding at all. It's just a business thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying like it needs to. I'm just wondering if that's what they're trying to do.
I mean, who knows? We'll find out eventually. But as far as I know, they're just going to be taking them over as Starbucks payment processor.
That's interesting.
Which is just giant. I mean... Because can you imagine, like, if Square could give us a lower rate?
Yeah.
Like, in order to do that, they need to handle more volume so they can get a better deal, right? So, I don't know. I just think it's good for competition. I mean, PayPal has been nefarious in the way they handle their customers, and especially with their rates.
Yeah.
Their rates were not very low, and then Square came along, and all of a sudden PayPal copied them.
Right. Yeah. Now they're like, oh well, we need to have our own little triangle swiper.
Right. And now we don't charge you per swipe. We only charge you 7%, which is
it's
0.05% lower than Square.
Square like really kicked everybody like in the ass because nobody was trying to push payments or mobile payments at all. Like we've been to cons and some people still have like those like chunk like
the 1980 credit card swiper
carbon things.
That's right.
And then some people have like these really old like terminal things that they had to rent from PayPal or something like that. And nobody was trying to like push it at all, and then they did it, and it was like almost like an Apple move, where like Apple was like, "All right, we're gonna do something radical," and then everybody's like, "Oh crap, we need to do what they're doing," you know?
Yeah, I mean, Square has definitely disrupted the entire industry.
Yeah,
and I don't know if you download the Square Register app to your iPad, now you can actually do discounts too. They add the ability to like add discounts as you go along, because that's something that you could never do before. So like, if you sell one T-shirt, it's like, here's the price. But if you sell two, there was no way to be like, you get 10% off. Here's the 10% off.
Yeah,
button.
You'd have to like do it on your calculator.
Yeah, exactly. It was just kind of hacked together. So I'm excited to see Square keep kind of paving new ground into what they're able to do.
They've been doing like their base idea and app worked really well, and it was like they've kind of built it out slowly. Like they haven't tried to add 100 features to like the simple version of the app, which I like. I've always liked companies that can get very laser focused on one thing, grow it, and then start adding to it.
Me too, and especially because their app and their website are so well designed. That's something that I really appreciate. I don't like using crappy looking websites. And
it's just bad UI too.
It's just bad UI, yeah, and I don't like that. And Square's backend on their website, they used to be really super basic, and then I think about a year ago, it got a major overhaul, and now you can view all this stuff, and there's graphs and all these different things that you could look at.
That's cool.
So we'll both probably be using Square a lot.
Yeah, I've never. So if you want to do Pay with Square, that's an app where you tie it to a credit card, and then if you see a Pay with Square sign in somebody's store, then it just takes it out of your account.
Let me.
I guess you would have to open it up and stuff, right?
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't opened the Square app in a while. I keep seeing it get updated and get updated. Okay, you can.
But that's the card swiper app, so that's different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Pay with Square is a different.
Is it a totally different app?
Yeah.
Oh, why don't they put those in together?
They remember when they broke it out and they were like the Square card reader was its own thing and it had its own logo, and then Square Register is what you have, but that's iPad only. Yeah. And then Pay with Square is a different logo.
Oh, wow. They have all these different logos now. The Square Register one's kind of hack-eyed. I don't really like it. Oh, whoa. Oh, that was graphic. I was like, whoa, it's scrolling as I...
So, Square Card Reader, that's what you have. That's what you and I have been using for a long time. Mm-hmm. Square Register is the thing. It's basically a better version of this for the iPad. And then this, I believe you just open it up when you're at a place that takes Square payments, and then it will just automatically deduct from your account, if I understand right. But I've never used it, and
So you just connect your credit card, and then you can pay with your phone. This is going to be interesting, because you have Square doing this.
Yeah. And
now you have Apple, who's arguably going to start doing this
with their Passbook.
With their Passbook app, right? And then you have Starbucks with their own app, right? Which now makes no sense. Why would you use your Starbucks? I never understood that app anyway. Why would you load an app
You'd have to be a diehard like Starbucks or person, right?
Yeah, so Starbucks has their own app that you can use to pay for stuff, but you have to load it with money first, and it's on your phone. It's like, why don't I just pay you when I'm ready to buy something rather than give you $10 of my money and then spend that $10 over a period of time?
Do you have to actually? You can't just link it. You have to like load it up.
As far as I know, it's a load up type thing. It's like a digital gift card. No, I'm dead serious. Like, that's why I never made... And I don't know if that's true, because, in all honesty, I've actually never used the app, but that's the way it's been described to me.
Then all that is like...
it's like a digital gift card.
Or it's like a business person being like, oh, that'll be a good way that we can keep getting large payments from people. At least let's try it, right?
Yeah, I mean, there used to be some benefit to preloading your Starbucks card. Like, you would get free internet at Starbucks if you kept a balance on your Starbucks card of $5 or more.
Oh, that's interesting.
But now they give you free internet no matter what.
Right.
So it's like, why would you ever prepay for coffee? I have no idea.
I'd like to see where this goes, because it's you know, as much as people in tech talk about this kind of stuff, to me, Pay with Square at this time is a very San Francisco thing.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
It's a very San Francisco. It's a very, like, you go into a little indie coffee shop, and they have a little Pay with Square sign, and you're like, oh, yeah, well, I'm cool, too.
I'll have that $8 muffin, please.
And so, like... Any other thing, I mean, we live in Seattle, and Seattle is arguably sort of techie, but we don't see that kind of stuff ever, you know?
No, we don't. And for me, I'm perfectly content, at least for now, using my credit cards.
So am I, yeah.
I mean, I don't know why. It would be nice. They're like, leave your wallet home. I'm like, you're never going to leave your wallet home. Ever.
Well, not ever, but, you know, like...
Why would you always at least need your license, right?
Oh, yeah, that's
true. So it's like, you're going
to
carry something around.
It would be nice if we could get to that point where we shift it over, and... Some people have to do these. They have to take steps to have us shift over to this digital wallet thing. I would love that, because if there's one thing, except for today, that I won't forget is my phone. You know.
That's true. You rarely forget your phone. It would be cool if you could go into a place. So, like, you have a little wallet, right? One side has your license, the other side has your phone. Uh-huh. You flip it open, and you're like, I want to pay this amount. Like, they send you, like, an invoice, right? And you're like, yes, I accept. And it's like, which card would you like to pay with? Yeah. You hit one button. And it's like you enter in a PIN number or something, and then it's like, boom.
It's like Minority Report.
Yeah, exactly. You use a digital screen.
And then they scan your eyeballs.
They scan your eyeballs, and then you kidnap a telekinetic person.
Yeah.
Thank you.
With no hair.
Yeah, and then you pay, and you're good. That's how I want it to work.
Only in San Francisco. Yeah. But, yeah, I think that it's...
Telekinetic.
I think it would be cool to see that roll out. I've listened to the Cultcast's view on the
NFC
Passbook and NFC. Right. Passbook seems like it has, like... Passbook is the new iOS feature that will keep all of your coupons and movie tickets and everything that you've paid for that gives you some sort of receipt that you need to redeem later. Like, oh, I'm going to go see a play, and then it puts it into your passbook. That's cool because as of right now, I have a little cork board that I'll like print out my tickets and pin it on there so I don't forget to use it or to.
Well, you know, one of the coolest thing about Passbook too is not only does it keep track of that stuff, but let's say you buy a movie ticket. When you go to the movie theater, when you get there, because of digital fencing and because of like your phone knows what time it is, it pops up on your home screen.
Yeah, that's cool too. Because right now, you know, people have been using like their phone with, say, their email. You know, it's been a hacky way. It'd be like, oh, I need to find that email that has my plane ticket. Oh,
right.
Here it is. You know,
right. And I was surprised that people were doing this. In fact, I was asking people on Twitter if anyone actually does this, and people were like, "Yeah, I do it all the time." I'm like, "Really?"
I've said that. Didn't I say that to you?
You may have said it too, but I was like, I've never seen anyone do that. Every time I go to the airport, I see people with paper tickets. I've never seen anyone hold up their phone.
And you don't either, right?
And I've never done that either because to me, I'm like, well. What the hell? Like, what if it was just a digital? Like, what if you photoshopped the ticket?
Yeah, that's what I've said too. I've often, who was I talking to? I was like, they're not gonna take that. What are you talking about?
Yeah, if I was the security guard, slap that right out of your hand and probably tase you.
And somebody was like, no, dude, that's how I did my ticket. That's how I got here.
That's what I've heard a lot of people say.
Actually, G-Man, that's who I was talking to. He said that.
Oh, G-Man. Well, let's move on.
Cool.
I can't believe that you're not interested in this next topic, but we're going to talk about it anyway. So,
Roberto
is obviously not a fan of space.
I like Total Recall. Get your ass to Mars.
Get out here. Get to go to Mars with the rover. So
they should have Arnold be behind it, and then I'd be into it.
They should have had him narrating like the landing stuff.
Oh my god! What if it was Colin Farrell? What would you do?
Not watch.
I mean, think about that. What if they were trying to cross promote it and Colin Farrell was there?
See what life on Mars could be like in Total Recall too. I'd be so pissed. So, if you've been living under a large rock, then you probably don't know that during the last few days, a Mars Curiosity rover landed on Mars. Mm-hmm. You didn't watch it. Mm-mm. It was a huge deal for multiple reasons. A freaking man-made machine landed on Mars, which is like 150 plus million miles away. It took 8 months to get to the planet.
Wow.
And it was a... Do you remember that scene in The Matrix where Neo's talking to the architect and he's talking about how it's like this harmony of mathematics and like Neo was the remainder and everything in The Matrix was perfect except for Neo. It was like seeing that in real life because the amount of math that went into landing this thing on Mars was incredible. So let me explain to you what happened.
Okay.
So it takes 14 minutes for any radio signal to travel from Earth to Mars and back. 14 minutes there, 14 minutes back. Mm-hmm. Traveling at the speed of light, it takes 14 minutes to get to Mars from here. So it takes 7 minutes for the Mars rover to enter, for the Curiosity rover, to enter Mars' atmosphere and then land. So they couldn't control it while it was landing. Everything that the rover did in order to get to the ground had to be programmed into it.
Wow.
And so they had to stop this rover. It was traveling 13,000 miles an hour when it entered the atmosphere. They had to slow it down so that it floated down to the ground, right? So they could land it without it crushing and destroying itself.
Yeah.
So it enters the atmosphere. They're totally out of touch with it. They call that the 7 minutes of terror or something. There were so many things that could go wrong.
Wow.
They didn't know if the rover was going to make it, mm-hmm. and it cost $2.5 billion in many, many, many years of time to plan this whole thing.
And it was traveling for 8 months.
It was traveling for 8 months, right? So I watched on my Xbox. You could watch like the NASA launch room, which in itself is amazing. Like I'm on my Xbox watching.
What through what?
They have the Xbox Live Events app.
Is it free?
It's free.
Oh.
And so you could watch the whole thing, and they had the entire NASA team controlling stuff. They were telling you what was happening as it was going on. Mm-hmm. It was just amazing to watch. So this thing has to enter the atmosphere. And then it has to pop off its heat shield, right? Mm-hmm. Which the heat shield was supposed to slow it down to 1,000 miles per hour or something. And then they have to deploy this giant supersonic parachute to slow it down even more. So it's floating through the atmosphere, right? And it's heading towards the ground. And once the heat shield pops off, it has all these sensors to determine like its trajectory and where it needs to go. And then at a certain point, the parachute is cut off. And then it turns into a rocket ship. And it's like blasting itself around like Mars' atmosphere, right? Heading towards the ground, slowing itself down even more.
How much of this can you see?
You can't see any of it.
Oh, okay.
None of it is on video.
Who's describing it?
Well, they had like all these great videos that were like illustrations of what was going to happen, but they were really well produced,
like an
really
animated video.
Yeah, exactly. Like like a cartoon type thing. Well, not a cartoon, but like a
CG type.
Yeah, like a CG type thing. So this thing is blasting itself down towards the ground, and then it converts itself into a freaking sky crane because this rocket thing that the actual rover is attached to can't get close to the ground, because if it does, it's going to blow up dust, cover the rover, cover the cameras, and it could potentially break the rover. So it has to fly itself over to where it needs to land, right? And then it starts lowering down the rover like 60 feet so that this thing is hovering right above the ground. And then the rover snaps off the cables, and the rocket ship now is on a trajectory course with the rover. So it has to like fly itself far away so that when it lands, the debris or anything like that hits the rover. Wow. So all this stuff has to happen perfectly. It all has to be programmed into the rover when it lands. So we're all like sitting there watching. Everyone's frozen. And then all of a sudden, they get signal from the rover that's landed, and that all systems are a go and everything. And everyone in the NASA room just explodes and starts cheering. It was exciting. I mean, we have a freaking machine driving around another planet.
Yeah.
It's just, when I think about that, I'm a space enthusiast. I'm no Neil deGrasse, but it's just really exciting that this thing has made it all the way across space. And so many things could have gone wrong, and it landed. And I can't believe that you're not excited about that.
No, I mean, I don't know.
Whatever, man.
I think it's cool. What are they trying to do up there?
So now that the Curiosity has landed, its mission is to boldly go where no rover has gone before.
Yeah.
They landed it at one of the lowest points on Mars, and its mission for the next 2 years is to take pictures, obviously, which they've started like releasing color pictures of Mars, which is in itself amazing. But it's going to be going around looking for like different rocks to analyze, and they're trying to tell if there was ever like water on the planet, and like if life ever survived there. If
I thought they already knew that.
They've sent stuff there before, but I don't think any of it has ever been as advanced. This is the largest rover they've ever sent.
Because there's been rovers on Mars,
They sent something to Mars, but this is the largest they've ever sent.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know. I just thought it was really exciting, and I know if you're following me on Twitter, I was talking about it a ton.
I don't think that it was, what do you call it? I don't think a lot of people like had any idea that it was going to be happening.
I think that's probably true, yeah.
Like, I was listening to some other podcast, and they were like, I was asking some fourth grader, and he didn't have any idea that they were doing that. And it was just like, why wouldn't they talk about that in elementary schools? Like, why was that not a big press event, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, especially because it was so well covered. You could watch it live. For the first time in a long time, I've been excited about this kind of stuff that NASA's doing. But the fact that you can watch it on your Xbox,
yeah, that's cool.
And like you're like going through this experience with them, was just really incredible. I want to show you this. One of the things I noticed when I was watching this thing live.
Should I tape this?
I gotta find it first. So one of the things I noticed when I was watching the NASA thing live was this like young dude sitting in NASA with like a faux hawk, and he's turned into a meme.
Oh, wow.
Like I wasn't the only one who thought this guy was somewhat unique. I was like, who's this guy with the mohawk sitting there? And he's like, his Twitter following went from 200 to 40,000 plus in like 48 hours, because everyone's like, who's this like NASA dude? Like this cool looking NASA dude with a faux hawk sitting there.
No, he has a mohawk.
Yeah, it's like a full on mohawk. Yeah, it's like not even faux. And he's Persian. which the Persian people are very excited about.
You're Persian, right?
I'm part Persian, yeah. So, but this guy's like full-on Persian. He's full-on a Persian. Anyway, I thought it was really exciting. I love seeing photos from Mars. Whenever they send one back, the first few have been really kind of crappy because the camera has been covered with its dust cover, which they're going to remove at some point and take like real images. But like, dude, this is another planet. Like, this thing's driving around another planet, taking pictures. Like, you could just imagine, like, if they found, like, a plant or something.
Yeah.
That would be insane. Or imagine if they found the alien.
Yeah.
From Aliens.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
The Oatmeal did this thing that was, like, I guess because they're sending back these, like, fuzzy pictures. Yes. And then one of them was like Alien from the Alien.
Did you see the one I tweeted?
I
tweeted back. This is so funny. I think I did this a little bit too early. I was like, I tweeted out, "This is the first image from the Mars Curiosity rover." And when you clicked on it, it was a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger holding hands with that thing from with Quato from No Total Recall. I thought it was pretty funny. Because it was totally a trick, and so many people got tricked by it. Yeah, it is pretty obscure, that's for sure. A lot of people were like, "What is that thing?"
It's funny, like, I kind of go back and forth between being into space, and as much as I'm like, this is cool, but I'm not like super pumped. I like certain things about just alien theories and stuff like that. I think those are interesting. Like, I really like that show, Ancient Aliens. Have you ever seen that?
Is that the one where they're like, what if aliens were on Earth and created all this stuff? I think I have seen that.
I like that one a lot. Like, I think that it's a lot of just like interesting questions. Like, we don't know things.
Right.
And it's like, it's so commonplace to just be like, oh, well, that's just stupid because we've never heard that theory. But like, they made a lot of good points of like, before we would think it was stupid that people would say the Earth is round, you know?
Right.
And then we learn a little bit more about science and we realize, oh, we're not the center of the universe. We actually go around the sun. And then we learn a bit more. And then it's like, if things keep adapting like to our normal
it's just so unknown, right? Yeah. It's like...
So it's interesting to me, to people that are like posing these different things. I mean, like, they found like these, what do you call it? Egyptian artifacts that were supposedly like birds. Mm-hmm. They were like bird shaped. But the wings actually look like aircraft wings, and they built a scale version of it, and it flew. Mm-hmm. Like, what the hell? Like, it created.
I did watch this exact show.
That's insane, dude. Like, there's something sitting in a museum right now that actually could fly. Like, if it had propulsion, it could fly. Like,
that's amazing.
That's not an easy thing. You can't just like take two like sticks together and make it fly.
No, just ask the Wright brothers.
Yeah. So. I like that kind of stuff. What are you doing?
Oh, whoops. I want to show you this thing, but...
Do you want to go to the next topic?
Yeah, let's move on to the next topic. I totally geek out over space. I just...
You can tweet at Erfon if you want to...
If you want to talk more about
space.
Talk
about cats or space.
Dude, especially cats in space.
That's the guy.
Oh, cats in space! I wanted to show you this comic, but I don't know where it is, so let's just move on.
Okay. So we have one last topic, and it is one that...
This is one you're definitely going to want to hear about, because this is going to be a big deal.
Oh, yeah. This is the next thing. My friend tweeted this to me, and... So, have you heard of Y-Frog?
Of course.
What do you know about that?
So, Y-Frog is it's like TwitPic. So, basically, it hosts your images when you want to post them on Twitter. Yeah, and it's the one that no one ever uses, unless they don't know what they're doing.
So... Yeah, I guess it's integrated with some Twitter apps, right? And they recently announced... It's hard to say without laughing. They recently announced Y-Frog Social.
Yeah, which I think sounds amazing. Because Y-Frog has such a good brand name anyway. So this is going to be really interesting.
So Y-Frog Social is basically a MySpace, Facebook, Twitter type of Google Plus type of website.
Sounds great. I'm gonna quit Facebook and use it. Tell me more.
Let me show you the images here.
Do you want me to hold that?
No, I got it.
Okay.
So it shows. It looks a lot like Google Plus, and there's a phone app because you're gonna want to load it on your phone.
Yeah, for sure. I like to do that stuff on my phone.
And yeah, that's Y-Frog Social. So far, because it's not a It's not out yet. You have to be invited.
Oh, wow. That makes me want to do it even more.
Yeah. Oh, you can do groups, aka circles. So anyway, I think they don't have very much information about it, but they think that there's more room for other people in this space, and
this is just baffling to me.
I heard the CEO talk about that. So what do you think?
Well, my initial reaction was, why, Frog? Because I do not understand why they think that anyone would want to use this. Like, has anyone asked for yet another social network?
Yeah.
There's Pinterest for sharing images on the web. There's Google Plus for the nerds that don't want to use Facebook. There's Facebook for everybody else. There's, MySpace for people that are still living in the 90s. I don't understand why anyone would want to use Y-Frog. Like, what about Y-Frog would make you be like, I'm going to totally ditch Facebook and use Y-Frog. Even I'm going to keep my Facebook and also use Y-Frog. Like, why would you do that? I don't understand.
I hope their slogan is, why not?
Why? Oh, me too. That'd be even better. I mean, for me, I think to myself, this must be a company who, Twitter is now hosting their own images, right?
Yeah.
So they don't really need services like TwitPic, like YFrog, and they're probably scrambling and like, what can we do to get revenue up? Mm-hmm. Let's create a social network where people can share images. And I'm like, yes, you can do that on Facebook, you realize, right?
Because any reason anyone's really has their images stored there was they weren't paying attention and now they're on there, Yeah. They tweeted it and they used some Twitter app that had a default setting for YFrog. They're like, oh, I guess there's videos on there. But they're tweets, they're gone anyway.
Yeah, like how many people actually go to the webpage where the image is hosted?
Yeah, nobody.
But nobody does that, especially because like Twitter will load it in line so that you don't leave their website, right? Uh-huh. And so do most of the Twitter clients. Like they don't want you having to go somewhere else to look at an image.
I think that they're saying like, well, we have all this data and we have all these photos in our system already. It's just like it doesn't translate.
Does this integrate with Facebook or is it?
It let me log into it with Facebook.
Okay, but is it like? You need to get like new friends now?
Oh, I don't know.
Because that's the thing that I'm like, I'm tired of it. I'm done with it. Like, I don't want to get another following on another website. It's so much work, to like find your friends and like create networks and all that stuff. Like, I've already done it on Twitter. I've already done it on Facebook. I don't want to do it again.
Oh, yeah. There has to be some incentive for you to start using something else. Like, my friends keep trying to get me to use Path, that mobile app that's basically Facebook. And I'm like, why, dude? Like, every time I post something on there, I get, like, maybe a couple little smiley faces, because that's what they have instead of like. And I'm like, we're not communicating on this,
You got a smiley face. That means they like it.
Like, I post something on Facebook, and I know that, okay, now my family can see that. Now my friends can see that. Yep. I post it on Twitter. I know that probably my friends and my internet friends see it. Like, I already have those bases covered. I don't need another one that's our little clique, for posting stuff that you guys cross-post to every other stupid network. So I see it anyway. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't want to start using Path. Have you ever opened up Path?
I haven't. I've gotten to a point where I'm just tired of other networks. Like, I'm just like, I use Facebook, I use Twitter, and those are enough for me. I just don't need to be everywhere else. Somebody actually asked me the other day if I use Pinterest, and I even stopped using that.
Yeah, I kind of like with everyone else when it was all buzz, the huge buzz around it. I checked it out, but I feel like I probably could use it for Throwboy, but I don't know. Like, am I really gonna post like a really nice professional photo of Throwboy products every so often? That seems like a weird thing to do.
Sorry, do you have a freaking picture of Adam from Workaholics as a Facebook ad?
Yep, probably because I liked Workaholics.
Oh, what? I need to do that.
But anyway, so
follow us. We're Erfon at YFrog, Roberto Hoyos 2, because that's what I taken on YFrog. We're gonna post so much great stuff there. It's gonna be so fun.
Do you think
we're closing down our Facebook page? We're just gonna do a YFrog page now.
How far do you think it will be until, or maybe you don't think it will happen until Facebook is MySpace and we go to something else?
I don't know if Facebook will ever be MySpace. Facebook has been a lot smarter than MySpace has been as far as growing their network and adding different things. And I think the kids are going to be the first to go, right? Like, high school kids don't want to be on the same network as their parents, and I don't blame them. Well, I'm not sure I want to be on the same network as my parents.
Yeah, me too. Well, the kids have definitely staken a claim on Tumblr. For sure.
That's true. Yeah. And there's another social site that I forget the name of that's basically for young people, and that's how Facebook got its start, right? I think it's a really smart way to go. Mm-hmm. But you know, like, think about how hard it was to get older people to join Facebook. Like, are they going to join another network?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, but that's old people that were born, you know, in 1920.
That's true. You know? That's true.
It's like when we're the old people.
In 30 or 40 years, we're going to be the old people, and maybe we'll be willing to do it.
Yeah. I'm already acting like an old person, so I don't think so.
Yeah. I ate dinner at 3.
So, anyway, I thought that would be a fun thing to share.
I want to learn more about this. I want to figure out, not because I want to join, because I don't. I just want to learn what their angle is. Like, why would you think that we need another social network? And what's different about your social network that would make me want to use it instead of Facebook?
Well, see, I don't understand how... I logged in with my Twitter, apparently, and you can see that it's like a Twitter feed now. So are they expecting me to use their website for Twitter? And it looks like a Twitter clone anyway. You see this?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it says how many followers
you have. But it won't let me go into it unless I give them an email, which I'm not going to do.
It just keeps bouncing up and down. Please enter about email.
So, anyway.
All right, cool. Well, that's it. That's all we got.
Was that a short show?
I think it was a long show, but it was definitely shorter than the last show.
People like our long shows.
It was the schlongest show ever. It was an episode of Twit.
Where can people find you on?
If you guys are interested in my tweets, I'm at Erfon, ERFON on Twitter, and at MikeTees, MIGHTTEES on Twitter, and also MikeTees.com.
You have a convention coming up, don't you?
Geek Girl Con's coming up this weekend, actually, and I will be there. If you guys are in Seattle, look for the giant robot face. I had to buy a new sign.
Nuh-uh. What happened?
The last one disappeared. I left it at
you left it at
Comic-Con, and they were like, we don't know what happened to it.
They thought it was trash.
It was a giant. Never mind. I'm not even gonna get into it. Yeah, so I had to buy a new sign. But what about you? If they wanted to find out more about the ICEO doll,
throwboy.com. But you can follow me on Twitter. It is Roberto Hoyos, ROBERTOHOYOS. And yeah, that's it. If you're in the Seattle area, I'm gonna be at Seattle Gift Con. But I don't think Seattle Gift Show.
Trade event.
But that's a trade show, so don't worry about it. But you can follow. You know what you guys should do is follow or subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/throwboypillows. I'm doing daily vlogs there if you guys want to see the behind the scenes of this show, or also just what I'm doing for the rest of the month.
And subscribe to User Friendly on iTunes, and you can also watch it at youtube.com/userfriendly show. Mm-hmm. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next time.